Hi guys, welcome to Meet the Machine with me, Andy Dudley. Behind me is the latest offering from Pronar, which is the PRO S.1 twin shaft shredder. This compact shredder weighs in at just under 16 tonnes and in its current format is in transport mode. So as you can see here at the front of the machine, we've got a large hook, and this is for a hook lift lorry to pull it up onto the back. You can see at the back near the discharge we have two metal rollers as well, and that aids when loading it onto the back of your lorry. From this position, once it's unloaded, we can start the machine up and then put it into its working position. The PRO S.1 is an asynchronous type of shredder, and what asynchronous means is that the shafts can be controlled independently. So you can have one shaft running in a forwards direction, one shaft running in a reverse direction, and you can even alter the speeds of individual shafts. So this machine can cope with most types of waste, so municipal waste, wood waste, green waste. It can also do construction and demolition, aggregates and tarmac. So when it comes to aggregates and tarmac, that's where the asynchronous setting really comes into its own. The 1.5 metre by 1.5 metre shredding chamber is fitted with interchangeable shafts, and we do three different types of shafts for this machine. We do the municipal shafts, which it's currently got fitted. We do heavy duty shafts for a finer shred, and then we do aggregate shafts. We'll just go and have a closer look at the aggregate style shafts. As you can see, this style of aggregate shaft is completely different than the shafts that are in the machine at the moment. So the shafts that are in the machine at the moment are municipal ones, and they will do most of your waste streams. But when you want to do your construction and demolition waste and your aggregates, concrete, tarmac, these are the shafts that you'll actually fit into the machine. Now the shafts are in a cassette system, which allows a quick change, approximately 1.5 hours to change from municipal shafts into your aggregate shafts. If you're operating in a skip yard with various waste streams, then it really is a quick turnaround to go from one waste to the other. On either side of the machine, we have a set of combs that you can see here. And now these combs are used when you're doing aggregates and you want a sub 80mm product. These are very simple to install into the machine. We use an impact driver on these two bolts here, and that pulls the pins inwards. We then put a bar into this hole, push the combs into the machine, and then put the impact driver back on these bolts to push the pins back in. Not only will this size your product as well, we can fit different styles of breaker bar inside. Now when it comes to throughputs on this machine, on wood waste we're looking at 8 to 10 tonnes per hour. On municipal we're looking at 14 to 18 tonnes per hour. And when it comes to aggregates we're looking at 50 to 70 tonnes per hour. Power in the machine is a 173 horsepower Volvo Stage 5 diesel engine, and this is transverse mounted as well, so it goes from one side of the machine to the other. We've got nice easy service access into all your fuel filters, oil filters, air filter at the top. We've also got a clean fix reversible fan to blow the dust out of the radiator. One of the other reasons for mounting the engine in this position, it allows airflow from one side of the machine to the other. Instead of having the engine mounted this way on, so with the radiator here above the discharge belt, that can cause issues with dust, especially in aggregates, getting sucked from the belt and going through the radiator and causing the engine to overheat. By having a transverse mounted engine, we avoid that. So under this side guard here, we have access to the AdBlue tank. We've got the hydraulic oil tank, and that's got an inbuilt sight gauge, so you can see at a glance where your hydraulic oil level is. At the top of the tank, we have an in-tank hydraulic filter. Mounted below your hydraulic tank, we've got 3 hydraulic pumps. The 2 larger pumps are for controlling the motors on the shafts, and this auxiliary pump here, this is the one that's controlling all your ancillary hydraulics. Battery mounting is just under this panel here. So behind this panel here, it gives us access into the hydraulic motors for the gearbox and also the gearbox itself. The gearbox, similar to the hydraulic oil tank, has a sight gauge on it, so it's an easy glance to see where your oil level is in the gearbox. And then we have a drain tap at the bottom of the gearbox for easy draining of the oil, and then also easy refilling too. The chassis mounted discharge belt has a stacking height of 3.3 meters, and it also has a variable flow on the belt as well. So when you're doing aggregates, if you find any of the material starts tumbling back down the belt, you can actually slow the belt down to prevent that from happening. Also, we have an overband magnet, and this belt is reversible. So depending on which side you want to discharge your metal, you can just press a button and change the direction of belt. Looking in at the control panel of the machine, you can see we have some levers here. These are your manual overrides. You can see that the machine is fully controlled with a radio remote system. And then down here we have the IFM control system. So from this screen we can monitor engine parameters, hydraulic temperatures and hydraulic pressures, but also we can go into different program modes as well. So we have 4 program modes which you can cycle through on this button here, and we can actually customize each program as well. So if we press and hold the button, it's now telling us we're in operating mode synchronous. So that means both shafts are running at the same speed, forward and reverse. But we can actually change that into asynchronous. So when we're doing aggregates, we can put it into asynchronous mode, and then we can individually tailor those shafts to exactly what we want. So if you're in the market for a compact, easily transportable shredder with a highly fuel efficient engine that's returning 6 to 8 litres per hour, and it's capable of doing most waste streams, then give us a call at the office on 01476 568 384 to arrange a demonstration.